Party United?
Why is the party united? 50-50. Come on, man. Unite the party, 50-50. I got it.
Good day, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all having a good weekend or week, depending on when you're watching this video. We have some really good news for seniors. There is a new push for a $1,400 stimulus check, specifically for those who are on Social Security benefits, and usually this means it extends to SSI and SSDI as well. So we'll have a quick update on that in this video. President Biden was asked about these stimulus checks and asked when the stimulus package might be approved, and he flipped out on reporters. So we're going to talk about all of this in this video, as well as where negotiations stand today. But before we jump into it, please do me a huge favor. Click on the link that's in the description of this video, subscribe to my second channel. I'm going to be giving away a stimulus check there as a thank you for supporting my work. Now on that channel, we're also going to cover stimulus updates, Social Security updates, as well as have some fun like play bingo, announce lottery winning numbers when the Powerball is drawn, play slots, kind of have some more fun on that channel. And this channel is fun as well. It's a lot of fun sharing stimulus updates here with you guys, but that's going to be a little more of a playful channel with some news mixed in. So please go ahead and subscribe to that channel. I'm actually going to be on camera on that one. I've been working on getting that done. I know a lot of people have been asking me to actually get on camera, and I promise that is going to be happening soon. Now, before we jump into the $1,400 stimulus check for seniors, let's do a quick update on daily trending news. Now, we have some bad news for Press Secretary Jen Psaki. This article is titled, Biden's press secretary violated ethics law. A government watchdog group alleged that White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki violated an ethics rule by appearing to endorse a candidate during a press briefing. Now, some people are actually calling for Jen Psaki to be removed from her position, so this is actually pretty bad for Jen Psaki. The article goes on to say that a government watchdog group said Friday, which was yesterday, that it filed an ethics complaint against White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki for a comment she made about former Virginia Governor Terry McAuliffe, a Democrat who is running for election to his old post. Now, basically, Jen Psaki, while she's working as the press secretary, is not supposed to be using her time on camera to promote a Democrat who's running for office. That's just technically the rules, although I know a lot of people tend to do this. President Trump's press secretary got in trouble for doing the same thing, and she was allowed to stay in her position. But in any case, this is worrisome for Jen Psaki herself. And guys, let me know in the comments, do you like Jen Psaki, or would you prefer if she was actually removed? Now, personally, I've liked all of the recent press secretaries. I like Jen Psaki. I liked Kayleigh McEnany. I think they're pretty personable and generally can be pretty entertaining and informative. But yep, this does not bode well for Jen Psaki. Now, let's take a quick look at stimulus updates. Now, in general, the stimulus package is expected to be done by December 3rd because that is kind of the deadline when Congress has to fund the government. Otherwise, again, they risk defaulting on their payments like they almost did this month. Now, Pelosi's deadline is basically Halloween, but with that being 2 weeks away, it doesn't look like that's going to happen. Just this week, Nancy Pelosi and then President Biden yesterday officially announced that this stimulus package is probably going to be less than $3.5 trillion, and a lot of questions came up as to what would be cut from this package. Now, are they going to cut $1,000 stimulus checks for seniors? Remember, Bernie Sanders wants to get a $1,000 check that's specifically for seniors, and it seems like it would also be extended to SSI and SSDI. So people were asking, is that going to be cut from this package? What President Biden said is he doesn't want to cut anything. Ideally, he wants to keep everything as is, but shorten the length of the program. So, for example, those monthly stimulus checks for families with kids, instead of extending that until 2025, they're talking about potentially just doing it until 2023, so cutting the cost of that in half. So things like that are probably going to be cut down. As of now, it does still look likely like the $1,000 check for seniors could end up in that package. This clip does a good job of highlighting exactly what Biden said last night. So let's take a look, and then we'll discuss the $1,400 stimulus check that is now being proposed for seniors.
President Biden's domestic agenda keep meeting stiff resistance. Infighting among congressional Democrats and the White House has not only stalled the president's $1 trillion infrastructure bill, it has also forced revisions on other initiatives. The two sides are battling over how much to cut the overall price tag of Mr. Biden's reconciliation package and which social programs should be funded. Deborah Alfarone has the latest from the White House. Deborah, good morning.
Good morning, Dana. And President Biden was on the road Friday, and he was touting his $3.5 trillion human infrastructure spending bill. But not everyone is behind it. In fact, he acknowledged yesterday that moderate Democrats, well, they will probably want it to be cut because they are struggling to unify behind it.
I'm convinced we're going to get it done. We're not going to get $3.5 trillion. We'll get less than that, but we're going to get it. And we're going to come back and get the rest.
When Biden said we're going to do a lower cost stimulus package, that obviously was really upsetting because we're worried about what's going to get cut. Then he immediately said we're going to come back and get the rest, which he clarified what he means by that is they're going to do another stimulus package in 2022. So this is similar to what Democrats did in December. Remember, they did the $600 stimulus check in December of 2020. Then they said it's just a down payment. We're going to do another $1,400 stimulus check next year. And they actually followed through and got that done. Now, this is essentially what Democrats are saying now. Although the stimulus package is going to be smaller than we'd like, we're going to get it done, and then we're going to do another stimulus package next year. So this is really good news. Now, it's frustrating. It's taking entirely too long. And this first stimulus package might not be big enough, but we have more stimulus to look forward to next year. And he specifically said, whatever doesn't make it into this current stimulus package will be put in the next stimulus package. So that means if $1,000 stimulus checks don't make it, they could end up in the next stimulus package. And honestly, though, those $1,000 stimulus checks for seniors, they better make it into this stimulus package because seniors have been left out of so much stimulus these last couple of years. And that is why a new group is pushing for actually a $1,400 stimulus check, not just $1,000. Now, let's quickly talk about that $1,400 stimulus check. Now, if you've been following my channel, you already know that Bernie Sanders is pushing for a $1,000 stimulus check, which would come in the form of actually probably a debit card in this current stimulus package, the American Families Plan, and that has a lot of support from top Democratic leaders. President Biden supports that $1,000 stimulus check. Chuck Schumer, who is the Senate Majority Leader, and Nancy Pelosi, who is the Speaker of the House, supports it as well. So this $1,000 stimulus check has a lot of support. Well, now we have a powerful group in Congress pushing for a $1,400 stimulus check. So they're saying $1,000 is not enough. We need at least a $1,400 stimulus check because seniors have been left out from previous stimulus plans. I mean, guys, we've had people on unemployment getting $300 per week for a year and a half. I mean, all we've been asking for is $200 a month for seniors, not even a week, a month. And Congress has not gotten that done. So this article is titled, "A New $1,400 Stimulus Check Might Be Sent to This Group of Americans." Now, a senior citizens group is calling on Congress to approve a new $1,400 stimulus check for a group of people who have been left out of the stimulus check series that continues on Friday, as well as from various state stimulus payment efforts. Now, they're referring to the fact that families are getting monthly stimulus checks. Guys, monthly stimulus checks is a real thing right now. People with kids are getting a check every single month. So why can't we send checks for seniors who are struggling even more than people who have families? Now, the advocacy group is the Senior Citizens League and is a powerful lobbying group in D.C. It's asking Congress to earmark stimulus checks specifically for Social Security recipients. Now, for those of you on SSI and SSDI, almost every single time something is done for Social Security, it ends up being extended to SSI, SSDI, and VA benefits as well. So although we don't have official word on that yet, most likely you would qualify for this $1,400 check as well. Now, one of the reasons is that even with the just announced record high COLA increase for Social Security, rising prices taking a bite out of household budgets will offset that increase. So basically, the Senior Citizens League, which is a really strong lobbying group in Congress and is a nonprofit organization which advocates for seniors, is saying that, hey, we had a really good COLA coming up in 2022, but it's not enough. We need an additional stimulus check for seniors. And guys, I frankly agree. I mean, personally, I think we should have a $2,000 stimulus check for seniors. Then we should have a $200 per month stimulus for seniors until they permanently increase Social Security benefits. I mean, President Biden promised to increase Social Security benefits permanently and across the board for everyone who's low income. That was one of the main things he promised on the campaign trail. Now, about 9 months into Biden's presidency, he still has not gotten Social Security increases done. Now, experts think the fact that Biden said they're going to do a stimulus package next year means that most likely Social Security increases would end up in the next stimulus package. But quite frankly, it shouldn't take that long. And guys, let me know in the comments if you agree. Now, the Senior Citizens League sent a letter to Congress and it said, "We believe that a special stimulus for Social Security recipients could help defray the higher costs some would face if next year's COLA bumps them into a higher tax bracket. Causing higher tax rates on their income and surcharges on their Medicare Part B premiums," reads a letter the league sent to members of Congress this week. So basically what they're saying is with your COLA increase going up, some people will actually have to pay more taxes, meaning that not only will their tax burden go up, but also since they're making more money, then their Medicare Part B premium would go up as well. I'm sure all of you guys are familiar with that and how that works. Now, this is why they're saying the extra stimulus check would help offset those costs. Now, the gist of the letter is a call for a $1,400 stimulus check for Social Security recipients, and that letter comes the same week as the Social Security Administration just this Wednesday announced that those who are on Social Security will get a COLA increase of 5.9% in 2022. Now, that is the biggest increase since 1982, and it will give Social Security beneficiaries an estimated $92 of extra payments every single month. That, in turn, would bump up their monthly estimated payments to $1,657 every month. Now, that is for the average Social Security payment. I know a lot of you make less than that, and that is another reason why we need the stimulus check, because not everybody makes $1,657 per month on benefits. A lot of people make half that. So guys, let me know if you support this $1,400 stimulus check. That would increase Bernie's proposal from $1,000 to $1,400. And there's actually a petition that was created by the Senior Citizens League. So if you'd like to fill out that petition, I actually have already filled it out. My wife filled it out as well. All you have to do is go to seniorsleague.org. I'm going to try and leave the link in the comments of this video. You guys can fill that out, share this with your friends, share this with your family. The more signatures we get, the more likely it is that this actually happens and comes to fruition. And we need these stimulus checks for seniors, guys. People on Social Security benefits have paid taxes their entire lives. So if you paid into the Social Security program, why aren't your benefits enough to let you live in a retirement of dignity? It's completely unacceptable. Quite frankly, it just really is. It's a huge, huge problem. And with the COLA adjustments being really bad the last couple of decades, I mean, your spending power has been getting worse and worse and worse. The amount of groceries you can afford with your Social Security payment is getting smaller and smaller every single year. So we need a larger COLA every year. And in my opinion, like I always say on my videos, we need a 10% COLA every single year for 10 years so we can double Social Security benefits and get it to where it needs to be to allow seniors to live in a retirement of dignity. Now, President Biden flipped out on reporters. He was asked about the stimulus checks, and he was asked when the stimulus package will get done, and he completely lost it on reporters. So let's take a quick look at this video, see exactly what President Biden said, and we're also going to watch this clip that does a good job of kind of summarizing exactly where negotiations stand today. So let's watch this clip and let me know your thoughts in the comments below.
And good evening once again. Day 255 now of the Biden administration. The president probably hoped his visit to the Capitol today would be a victory lap. Instead, it was a sales call. A Democratic president finds himself presiding over a fight in his own party as he now attempts to rescue a critical part of his agenda. Today, Biden made that rare visit to Capitol Hill to talk to the moderates, talk to the liberals about his $1 trillion bipartisan infrastructure bill that passed in the Senate and his $3.5 trillion proposal to expand social programs and tackle climate change. The liberal bloc wants to bring up the bigger bill first. The speaker's now been forced to put off a vote several times. And after today's meeting, the president signaled his patience while promising victory in the end.
I'm telling you, we're going to get this done. It doesn't matter when. It doesn't matter whether it's in 6 minutes, 6 days, or 6 weeks. We're going to get it done.
Why has it been so challenging to unite your party, Mr. President? Why has it been so challenging to unite the party?
Why is the party united? Are you serious? Why is the party united? 50-50? Come on, man. Unite the party, 50-50. I got it.
After the vote didn't happen last night, we then learned the Speaker didn't want to try for one tonight either. In a letter to her members tonight, Pelosi acknowledged that even though progress was made on the president's agenda, quote, more time is needed to complete the task. House members who were in the meeting with President Biden say he was committed to passing both pieces of legislation, but he also gave them a reality check about that $3.5 trillion price tag on the social spending bill.
He was very clear the two are tied together. He said, I support the BIF entirely. If I thought I could do it right now, I would. But we need to get this reconciliation bill. And you know, it's going to be tough. Like, we're going to have to come down in our number, and we're going to have to do that work. So we're going to get to work and see what we can get to.
And how much time is he kind of giving you on this?
There was no timetable.
The president was extraordinarily well received in our caucus. You never saw a more packed House, standing room only. He spoke from the heart with great honesty about what we can do, both with the infrastructure bill, but also with what he calls the human infrastructure bill. He said, instead of picking a number, what I ask of you, this was literally his call to action for us. What I ask for you are the programmatic things that must be in the bill, and then we can do the math from there.
NBC News reporting Biden did tell Democratic lawmakers, this is interesting, they needed to come closer to a figure, quote, ranging between 1.9 and 2.3 trillion. That's still over Senator Joe Manchin's declared cap of 1.5 trillion, which nicely guarantees Manchin will get even more attention now. While Democrats try to work out their differences, the White House said the president will sell his agenda on the road.
Toward the middle of the week, the president will travel across the country to make the case for his Build Back Better agenda. The president's going to have to continue to go out there and make the case to the public about what is in these packages, no matter when it passes.
Okay, so President Biden continues to try and unite the Democratic Party. Again, it all comes down to Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema. How much will they get their way, and how much will Biden and fellow Democrats be willing to bend to their will? And how much of it will end up in this stimulus package, and how much of it will end up in the next stimulus package in 2022? I mean, Americans are getting frustrated. We've been waiting, it's been about 6 months now for this fourth round of stimulus payments. I mean, families are getting monthly stimulus payments, but seniors aren't. I mean, the general public really isn't, unless you have kids. So we've been waiting 6 months for this stimulus package. And now, although it's good news that we will have another one next year, it's a scary thought to think that, hey, we're waiting for this $1,000 stimulus check for seniors, and it might not end up in the stimulus package. It might end up in the next one. I mean, guys, that would be completely unacceptable. But the good news is now we have the Senior Citizens League pushing for a $1,400 stimulus check. So that would go a long, long way to help seniors and help those who are disabled make it through this pandemic. And guys, let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. We do have Congress coming back from vacation this Tuesday. I know they need another vacation, guys, because they've been working so hard getting nothing done. So they had their little vacation, but now they're coming back. So we should have a lot of updates to come, especially with Pelosi trying to get this stimulus package done in the next 14 days. We should have a lot of updates this week, so don't forget to subscribe, and I will keep you posted on the next 2 stimulus packages, Social Security changes, and daily news updates as well. And with that said, thank you so much for watching. So until the next video, take care and have a great day.